The Browns have a number of guys that are on one-year deals and a number of guys that are due extensions. You've got Chubb, you've got Ward, you've got Baker, you've got Teller. You really have Anthony Walker, who the middle linebacker that they brought in. Do you think any of those get done before training camp, and if so, who?
I think we'll see at least one get done before camp. And the two I would pick out would be either Chubb or Denzel Ward. I think Denzel Ward's contract is really easy. Now, that's easy for me to say because I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm not an agent. I'm not a GM. But I think it's a really easy contract. It's a question of, do you want to pay him 5 years, somewhere between $90 and $100 million, or $85 and $100 million? And I think the answer to that question is yes. I think that's an easy deal to get done. Chubb's a little more complicated because you're going to want to give yourself some outs after a couple of years because it is a running back. Paying a running back is sort of like buying a used car. It's not going to appreciate in value as you go along. So I think with Chubb, you want to give yourself some flexibility in maybe the final 2 years of the deal. But, I think Chubb wants to be here. So I think you can get something done with him. If I had to place a bet on one of them getting done, I'd say Denzel Ward.
The other thing I'll ask you, do you think the Browns are interested in extending Anthony Walker? That's a guy who, by all accounts, has kind of come in. He gives them a little bit of a veteran presence at that, but not an old veteran presence, still an ascending towards his prime of his career.
Yeah, I think he's only 25 years old. And so this is a really nice young piece that I think the Browns going to have in the middle. I don't think they'll do anything with him right now. I mean, they just signed him in this offseason, but I think he can play himself into a new contract. If he shows that he can be a playmaker in the middle of that defense and be the leader and the quarterback of this defense, which is what they're bringing him in to do, then I don't think this will be a BJ Goodson situation where they use him for a year and let him walk. I think this is a guy that can prove himself valuable. And it might come down to Jacob Phillips too. He's been getting a lot of work at Mike linebacker. If they think he can take over that role long-term, maybe they go that direction. But if Anthony Walker proves to be, indispensable this year, it wouldn't surprise me if the Browns brought him back on some sort of reasonable contract after this season.